Hello, everyone. We are so excited to be talking about the 2025 World Championship where the Party Animals won. And we are welcoming to the show Dustin Baber, who is the second baseman for the Party Animals. Welcome, Dustin.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing all right, hanging in there.
Good,
Good,
good.
good. Well, yeah. Well, we were happy that the Party Animals won the championship. You know, me being a Party Animals fan, and Brandon actually, participating in that in a small way. So we want to start there with your championship. How did it feel to be on the first team to ever win the Tour Championship?
Uh, I mean, it kind of got me speechless thinking about it again. It's definitely one of the most cherished memories I'll ever have. 2023 was special when we won it back then, but now that we have an actual league championship and a full tournament, it feels a little different. It feels like that playoff atmosphere was really in the air, and we really enjoyed that. So, just to do it with the guys that you go through the trenches with for 9 months, it's a whole different feeling, and it's definitely something I'll cherish forever.
Yeah, how was that play? You mentioned the playoff atmosphere being different. Like, how was that for you guys in transitioning into that?
In all honesty, I'm gonna turn this down because that's going crazy. But in all honesty, it felt you always still have that banter with the guys and the other teams as always. It's never ending, but whenever it came to these playoffs, you could see the guys were a little bit more serious. You could see that the competitiveness was at an all time high. Guys getting fired up, guys getting angry when they struggled. So it was you could definitely tell that some guys turned it up to 10 for that playoff series, and yeah, the boys showed up and showed out.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there are some different a different rule in the playoffs this year. The equalizer point that kind of upped the stakes a little bit with trick plays, and you have been an incredible trick play player throughout the season and throughout your career. How did your mindset shift with that new rule, the equalizer point?
Um, in all honesty, it didn't. As each team knows this, the middle infielders and the center fielder are basically tasked with doing all these trick plays because we get the most opportunities, just statistically. So nothing really changed for myself, Sal, and Reese. Is that we had to go out there and show up and show out in the biggest stage, but it kind of took away, and this is something that we've just discussed on the back end. It kind of took away from the creativity of the trick plays, as a lot of guys go for crazy trick plays anytime they want because there's really nothing there's nothing really weighing on it. But whenever it came to the playoffs, every trick play counted for one. Doesn't matter if it's hard or easy. So it kind of deterred people from going from these hard trick plays and just being able to do the ones that they can do 99 out of 100. And so that's why you saw not that many backflips, not that a lot of pops and tip drills, and then a lot of between the legs out of the infielders. It's because we know we can do it basically like second nature now. So when it came to that, all the guys just put their head down to the same exact thing and knew if they're gonna take that 1 point from us, they can have it. We're gonna beat you with the bats anyway. So nothing really changed.
For sure. No, that's super interesting. I love how there's just a constant change there in Banana Ball. And along those lines, like you've been playing baseball throughout your career and then coming to Banana Ball, like what is the difference here where there's these constant changes and what does that do to you as a player knowing that things are constantly moving and changing?
Be able to adapt, be able to adjust in any way that you can. Don't really get. The best way to put it is don't be so stubborn. Learn how to change. A lot of us had never done. We joked around going between the legs whenever we were in college. A lot of us did, and then we get to this game where if you can't go between the legs, you don't have a job. So it's a really weird dynamic. But with the game ever changing, I know that a lot of people coined the phrase, "We're living in a house that we're building." We have now. I mean, now we have 12 rules, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll be 12 rules now with the original nine new rules, and then the golden batter, and then the fan challenge, and then so like we keep adding these rules because not only are they great for the fans and they give not only credibility but also they give a great opportunity for the fans to be in like immersed in our game and be a part of it, but also it really pushes you to be open minded to everything. Because Jesse is a mastermind. I know you guys are able to speak with him. There's no telling what the next rule will be. Because I can guarantee you one thing, that will not be the last rule that's added to Banana Ball. And there's going to be numerous ones coming up, I believe, in the future. And it's going to, again, shake up the game. We want to make a reason. He wanted to give a reason to do trick plays. So how do you do it? You give it a reason to do trick plays. You create a rule around it, and it helps the away team that statistically doesn't do as many trick plays as the home team. So now everyone's thinking about the game differently.
For sure. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so let's go back to the championship. The Party Animals are able to win it. What would you say makes this Party Animals team so special, and why you guys were able to pull off that win?
I think it really boiled down to the talent we have on the field. If you look and go around the field, I think we have some of the most talented players, not only in the league, but they got really good baseball players. I know we got MVP Jake Skoll. His resume speaks for itself. There's no reason to talk about it. Then you got Reese Hampton. In my opinion, the best leadoff hitter. He is phenomenal. Does a great job, but also he brings the different aspect of power to the plate as well with his numerous home runs, and he can always go off for 2 home runs in a game if he wants to. Then you got Tanner and Fisher in left that swap off with EH. Both of them can go Jimmy Jack anytime they want. Really, really good power, but also they stepped up their trick play game. If you guys hadn't noticed throughout the whole season where they were getting really good, Fisher started doing his shimmy and they started really stepping up their game. So like in the outfield from left to right, guys were stepping up their game and they were being some of the best banana ball players, period. Then you go around the infield, Bloomer being the captain of our team, as he's well known ever since 23, doing exactly what he always does. He's a rock over at third base. Chase Acuff, miss him dearly, but Sal Jacobo stepping in and filling his shoes as best that Sal could, as having never played a game, but coming in and taking over the shortstop spot and absolutely killing it all season long, really growing as a player. I can't wait to see what he brings next season because he really grew as a player and as a mature adult. As we all forget, he just got out of college. I try to do my best to step up my game at the plate, as the glove has always been my strong suit, so I think I did a really well job of that this year. Swan, the most underrated player in Banana Ball, in my opinion. I'm so extremely happy that he got the recognition of being a all-star this season because of he will always hit 300. He'll always hit 300, 320, somewhere in that range. He will not go below it. It's insane to think about. And then he stepped up his trick plays with almost, I believe, 50 on the season. So you look at all that, and then you add a guy like Andy Cosgrove on the dish, who absolutely deserved the Rookie of the Year and killed it this season as a vocal leader, as a two-hole, and as just an absolute wall behind the plate. If you just look at our team, what makes it special is we have amazing baseball players that knew how to buy into the entertainment aspect of Banana Ball, and it just translated so fast. And then our whole pitching staff, I don't need to get into them because they're just dogs. Delano became a whole different person that none of us recognized in the playoffs. So it's just top to bottom. This team is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. No, you guys have been a menace to everyone else in the league this entire season. It's been really cool to watch. But yeah, playoff Party Animals, they were different. It was really cool to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun seeing how locked in Delano in particular was. At that championship game we were watching, it's like he wasn't really too involved in much of the pregame stuff on the field, and then he just, he was so locked in. He played an amazing game. So,
in all honesty, I don't think Delano spoke before game time. He showed up to the game, and we were all messing with him in the locker room. He would not say a word to us. He's the most locked in I've ever seen him, and trust me, he's always got something to say. But on that day right there, nothing could faze him.
That's awesome. Yeah, what we saw from sitting in the sidelines was just he just walked, and you see the other Party Animals players come out signing autographs, and it's just him just walking, and you can just tell he was ready to go off.
Nothing.
So we talked a little about the championship, all of that. We want to dive back into your story of like, how did you even get into baseball? You can take it as far back as you want it, but like, Why baseball? Why did that speak to you as a kid?
It didn't. I can't lie. I picked up golf first, and I believe my mother is somehow in the stream chat, so she can
Yeah,
attest to
she
all the
is.
things I'm about to say.
She told you
But
to get a haircut.
yeah, I thought I saw that. But no, she at a young age, my grandfather, I have a tattoo of his dog tags. I grew up playing golf with him, and my first love was always golf. I went out and played today with Mark Peter. I just got done like a couple hours ago, but um, golf was always my first love, and I'd always go play baseball, little league, some travel ball here and there, but it was always golf that I came back to. I would compete not only in high school on junior tours around the state of Florida, into the state tournament in high school. So golf was always my first passion, and baseball was always that second fiddle to what I was doing. And then I tore my elbow. 10th grade off season, I went through a phase where my arm was not very strong. It was very weak, and the third pitch after taking a break for I think like 3 months of my season, I didn't throw. I didn't do anything. Went out my third pitch. I felt an excruciating pain in my elbow, and I had partially. I think it was like 75 to 80% torn my UCL. So I had to have Tommy John surgery going into my junior season. Went and had the surgery, and then once I decided to have that surgery, I told myself that I have to. No other options. I have to go chase baseball as long as I can go. And then I put everything I had into it, as I always do. One thing led to another. I got the one opportunity at Daytona State for junior college. Went there as a pitcher and shortstop. Then one day I walked into my coach and told him I didn't want to play. I didn't want to pitch anymore. I just want to play shortstop. And then I played shortstop for there. Went to North Carolina A&T for 3 years, in Greensboro, and had a great career there. And like every other baseball player that you ever ask, I was in my senior year. There was a ball at the middle. I threw it. My shoulder gave out, and that was how my career ended. Every baseball player, for some reason, ends their career with an injury. So I did that. I thought about having going to see a doctor and get surgery and trying to rehab and make a comeback, but I thought it was just time to walk away. I wanted to go start my life with now my wife and start thinking about getting a house, having kids, and moving on with my life. And then me and Alexis, and this is just full transparency, me and Alexis were sitting on the couch, and we were having a glass of wine each. And she showed me the video, which I know a lot of people have seen it. Kyle Louise doing the first ever drop challenge. And it's a very viral video. Everyone's seen it. And she thought it was very funny. And she knew how much I love baseball, so she was like, what do you think you can do with this? I was like, I don't know. So I went and looked online, found a forum that really wasn't even active yet. It was very like through the back end of the website. I went and found it and put all my information in, and Barry emailed me back and asked for some more information. We exchanged emails for about 2 weeks, and then he said, hey, come try out. And then that's whenever I got to the summer series. Played 6 games there, had an amazing time. I fell back in love with the game of baseball. And then one thing led to another. They asked me to come to another tryout and try and be something bigger than baseball, bigger than a baseball player. And my mother is in the chat. Thought it'd be really funny for me to be a leprechaun and don the vest. That's right. Hold on, I'll show you. It's right there. That's the first vest on the wall right there. Yeah, that's the wall right there. So, but that's the very first vest, and I put it on. They said, hey, we'll put you on the party animals. So I thought, all right, let's cut the sleeves off. So I cut the sleeves off and made it a sleeveless leprechaun vest. And then 2 months into the season, 2 months into the season, Zach Frangelo, who now has become one of my best friends, said, hey, Irish people drink a lot. What can you do? I said, I don't know. Let's find it out. So he said, all right, one time you're going to drink to this song. I did it. Fans after that were very, very harsh towards me, saying, you have to do this. And then it became an every game thing. And now it's dawned a life of its own.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely crazy. So we can go back into some of that in a little bit, but talking about the beer chug, we did a little research before. I actually spoke to Josh Talevsky, statistician for the Bananas, and he said that in 2025, your batting average for at bats without the beer chug, you batted 248. and then with the beer chug, you've added 268. So you hit better and also hit 2 home runs after the beer chug.
So I can explain why that is, because we all love to joke and say, "Oh, you just need a beer to hit." No, so it's a big respect thing, and I don't want to put all the secrets out there, but it's a big respect thing between myself and the pitchers. That knowing after a beer chug that it's not the easiest thing to get in the box and swing. I tell all the pitchers, point blank period, hey, I'm up there looking to swing. Throw the ball close and I will swing. There's no thoughts. There's no thoughts going on in my head. It's just I'm trying to swing so I can go sit down because I don't know if anyone in here has chugged beer before, but it doesn't sit really well when you chug the 2 tall beers. So I tell them all, you throw it close, I'm gonna swing hard, and cool things happen. That's it. Now, have I gotten sliders? Yes, very frequently. But more times than not, it's a first pitch fastball, and I'm just swinging hard, and good things happen. Now, should I do this in the normal game? Probably. But normally, they don't throw me first pitch fastballs, and they like to pitch. They like to pitch differently. So I think it's just getting out of your own way, and I think it's just kind of being like, hey, I'm going to swing it. It's close, and there's no other thoughts, and good things happen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does it feel like? So you're going to swing. You want to sit down. Do you ever get a little disappointed if you just hit a single because you have to run to first, or are you? How does it feel to run to first?
It hurts. If you see a ground ball after the beer chug, you'll notice I'm going significantly slower for obvious reasons. If I hit a single, I immediately know that Mark's coming around. Hold on, I can change this.
You're good.
Don't worry about that. I'm all over it. Wait. It's not letting me change it. That's cool. I didn't want to put that.
No, you're totally fine.
Hold on. Are we back? I think we're back now. Wait for it. Oh my god! Of course it happens now.
No, you're totally fine. And if you need to hop off and hop back on, whatever you need to do, we're good.
I'll do that. Oh, wait, no, we're good. We're back.
There we go.
Hey,
Right. Well, there he is.
See how long that lasts. If it goes out again, I have a secondary camera. But all right, there we go. Watch this. And I'm gonna leave. We'll be right back.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, that was awesome. And yeah, we'll jump back on with Dustin in just a second. Right now, we can take a good opportunity to preview the All-Star game that's coming up tomorrow and then on Saturday. So really looking forward to that. They're going to be playing Clemson tomorrow and then Auburn on Saturday. So really looking forward to seeing that, and it'll officially be full-on off-season mode for Banana Ball.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see those games. All right, here we go.
Secondary camera. This one shouldn't give out. I don't know what happened with that one.
Hey, and then we got the better view of the leprechaun vest there. So.
There you go. Now you see it. And you see this one over here, too. Nice little...
Quick question there. Is that the old jersey? Because do you guys not wear those ones anymore?
So I'll give you a background story. I don't know if I should give it, but I'm going to give it anyway because it's in the past. We got in so much trouble for this jersey right here. So much trouble. We did not ask for permission. We just cut the sleeves off. And we got in a lot of trouble for that, and it was really funny. But this is the jersey in 2023 that we wore every game for the championship.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we got in trouble for cutting the sleeves off, and they didn't like that. But we had a good time.
That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah.
I guess talking about that, could we go back to that 2023 season? Like, what was that like leading up to that, but especially like those last 9 games? Like, what kind of was going on in the clubhouse? Like, what were you guys thinking there?
We were thinking, screw it. Like, what's the worst that we do? We lose. Like, everyone expects us to anyway. So I was like, I will say this. That's what happened with the Firefighters in this postseason. A team that has nothing to lose is a dangerous team because they're playing for the next guy in the lineup. They're playing for the next pitch. So when it comes to that year, we knew that the Bananas had already started to plan a celebration. We knew that they were talking about getting rings. We knew that they were already planning ahead for when they win. And we knew with that in mind, we're like, all right, well, now we have one job, and that's to play. Like, we don't care about anything else. Entertainment, if you look back, the pitchers never came out. The entertainment really slowed down on the defensive side. And it kind of changed the mentality into that playoff mentality where it's like, we have one job. We don't care about anything else. We have one job now, and then the pitching staff of Brett Helton, Drew Gillespie, and Sean Fluke, and then Dylan Porter came in and closed a couple of those games out. They just came in and handled business. Being a defender at that point was super simple. I mean, there was nothing to think about.
Yeah, for a quick background here, for what we're talking about, for those that aren't aware, the Party Animals were 8 games behind the Bananas with 9 games left in the 2023 season. There are no playoffs, obviously, but they won the regular season championship there by winning more games against each other. So they are down 8 games, and the Party Animals went on a 9-game win streak to win. So that's what we're talking about there.
Yeah, and with that, the final game being in Cooperstown, which is just huge for baseball. Like, what was that like for you and the other guys to be able to play there, especially on a historic night like that?
Yeah, it meant a lot. In all honesty, we were just so blown away because obviously the day before the organization was inducted to the Hall of Fame. So there's a video. I don't know if it's still running, which I've always wondered and I wanted to go back to. There's a video that day of me striking out to Connor Higgins that was playing because Bill was in a beanbag chair when I struck out. That video was playing in the Hall of Fame. I still want to know if it's playing in the Hall of Fame. It might still be going, so there might be a video of me striking out in the Hall of Fame. But no, it's seeing the organization get inducted, realizing the magnitude of what we just accomplished in that whole season of playing 68 games, something like that. I don't know. Can't remember the number. But playing that many games in front of that many fans, just realizing what we had just been a part of, and then also on the interior of our clubhouse, realizing that we just pushed it to a final game, winner take all. Like, just sitting back and realizing what we did on that day, we were like, there's no way we lose this game. We didn't fight for a month and a half to lose in the last game. So it was like, we're in this extremely small stadium, I might add. Extremely small field. We're in this extremely small field, but we're going to find a way to get it to win the game out. And then Fluke comes out. Again, uncharacteristic. On the day of, Fluke doesn't talk to anybody. He's quiet. Nobody knows what's going on, and he goes out and throws a gem. Like he holds it to, I think, a Noah Bridges home run and a Dan Oberst home run, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 2 home runs. We won 2 innings. They won 1 inning, but that was it. Like they there was no hits. He just continued to dice them up, and it was crazy.
That's so cool. I love hearing about the past of Banana Ball because there's so many cool things happening going forward, but like back when it was just Party Animals, Bananas, like it sounds like there's some really cool stuff there.
Oh yeah, that history goes back, and it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some other topics here. What's your favorite? So besides the trick plays, we'll get into some of your favorite trick plays in a little bit. But besides the trick plays, what's your favorite aspect of Banana Ball?
Favorite aspect for me is fan interaction comes first, performance comes second.
Love that.
A big thing that a lot of players go through is they hit this stat rat phase, where they go and watch their stats after their game. They do math, like they do math. They like break down their season statistics. But this game that we play now, it really kind of hinders you from doing that, because after the game you have to go sign stuff. Whether you win, lose, play good, play bad, doesn't matter, because my favorite thing ever was the first year I went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in Louisville, Kentucky. It was the worst hitting game I've ever had in my career. I went out and a fan told me I did amazing today. And I was like, I've just played the worst game of my life. But as you could tell, the fans don't care about your actual performance. It's how you act on the field. It's how you handle yourself. And it's how you interact with them. That's going to be a longing memory rather than the strikeout you had in the 4th inning. So I think it being interaction first, the performance second, it takes a lot of the stress off of, oh my God, I went hitless this weekend. But also, I took 150 photos, or I took 1,000 photos with fans and signed all these autographs and made these memories. So, like, there's always that silver lining, that bright side that you can look towards.
I love that. Yeah, no, we definitely have seen the fan interactions as a huge part of Banana Ball. You mentioned that one right there, but do you have any other like favorite fan moments that come to mind that are just like burned in your memory?
I mean, I always have two that are prominent from this year. Okay, so from year one, 2023, we're in Cooperstown. We had just won the championship, and there's a fan. I wish I have to look back through the DMs because I stayed in contact for a while with the family. There was a grandmother that wanted to come watch the game. She got into the game with her family. She was also battling cancer at the time, and I remember I got the message about 2 months later, and she had passed away. But the whole time throughout that fight she was having, she wore the headband, the Party Animals headband that I gave her, and it was just a really moving thing to have that be so uplifting to her. That's something she wanted to watch, or something that she wanted to wear throughout the whole course of chemo and all that stuff. So that was one from the first season that always will stick with me. From this season, there's two fans that I love to death. Andrew, he see him very often. He wears a leprechaun vest. He's been a huge fan for a long time. Love him and his family to death. His mother Jenny, I love him to death. They've been amazing fans. But he has a condition where he has to have leg surgeries, and I believe he has one more leg surgery he has to go through. He's had surgeries, recovered, had surgery, recovered, had surgery. So he keeps going through this phase, but he should have one more. He's fully recovered at this exact moment. He came out to our last game, our second to last game, and it was great to see him. And then also a little girl named May May. Love her to death. I could talk all day about her, but she would not take photos with anyone else. And every time she watched online, she said that she was my girlfriend. But May May, she's 5, and I love her to death. She was there at our semifinals game against the Tailgaters, and just seeing her bright smile. She's starting to come out of her shell a little bit, but she will always make me hold her for about 15 minutes. So I love both of them very much. I love the fans.
That is awesome.
That's so cool. That's something that's been really cool for us to see as we've gone to games in person. Just the interaction that you guys have with fans, and really making just amazing memories with these people. We met a family when we went to the championship who had driven down from, I think it was New Jersey, and they and you could just tell like they were like, this was a huge deal for them to be there, this road trip. And not only is it a cool moment, like a cool sports memory, it also can turn into an amazing family memory. And it's just awesome what you guys are doing for families.
Oh yeah, it means the world to us. It's the blessing of our job.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool to watch. I'm seeing some comments in the chat talking about it as well, but we were wanting to reference the 24-hour live stream that you did for Bananas Foster. Can you take us into that? And like, starting off with, who came up with that idea, and was it always like tapped on you, or did you like raise your hand to be like, I'm doing this, or what happened there?
So they had numerous fundraisers. Brett Helton's cutting of his hair that he did with I forget the organization, but it was basically for Bananas Foster. Okay. And he did that as a fundraiser, and it was a phenomenal fundraiser. Cut his hair. It was great whenever he pitched that day and they cut his hair on the field. It was a great tribute for that. But when that happened, I brought the idea up to Jolie Chabala, who heads up the Bananas Foster organization, and I said, hey, I have this idea. I don't know if you're very in tune with streams nowadays, but it is a very big thing. And streaming is a huge thing. And also, they really they do well if you charity streams, because a lot of people tune in. You can have a lot of entertainment going on, make it worth their while, but also the whole time while preaching about this amazing organization and trying to get funds to help out that. So we talked about it. It went a full year without doing it. And then she comes to me this season and she says, hey, I know you had this idea for this 24-hour live stream. We want to do it. What do you need? I said, I need a place to do it, and I need your help creating entertainment aspects. And Then we sat down, we storybooked a full 24 hours of things. We had them lined up, like everything down to 30-minute increments of what we were going to be doing for 24 hours straight. And we set up my computer, we set up the whole thing in the new locker room they created. And she said, "All right, what do you need?" I said, "Nothing. I'm just going to press the button and we're going to go." And she's like, "So then what do you need?" I said, "Just to be entertaining." Like I said, it's the least taxing. I said the guys that are going to be part of it know when to show up, know when to be part of it. Guys that want to be part of it that aren't scheduled can come in whenever. And it was by the willingness of my teammates and other teams, players, their willingness to be a part of it made it what it was. Because I struggled for the last 8 hours of it. Full transparency, I don't remember the last 8 hours of it, but but their willingness to take over that role of being entertaining on camera and coming in with energy, not coming in there exhausted and being tired, but them coming in there and really showing their energy and entertainment style to the fans made it so much better than it was, because I could not have done that by myself. So all the guys that helped out, I thank them a lot. But yeah, it was me and Jolie sitting down, coming up with stuff, and yeah, it was just a great time. I mean, it's a great fundraiser.
I love that. I guess just along with that, the fundraiser was for Bananas Foster. That happens at every game. Like, what does that mean to you to be able to like help out with that and see these foster families at each game?
It means the world. It really does. Just I wasn't really keen to the foster care system before becoming part of this organization, and then witnessing the birth of that organization from Jolie, and then seeing just truly how many people are affected by this. Seeing how many people are affected, I knew that I wanted to try and affect change and try and help out in any way I could. And I'm a very big video game nerd and streaming nerd. So I said, this is how I can help. And then we created a game plan, storybooked it, and then the rest is history.
Absolutely love that.
Amazing work. All right, so I mentioned it before talking about trick plays, but let's go back. I want to ask, what is your favorite? Two questions. What is your favorite trick play that you have done, and what is your favorite trick play that you've seen done in a banana ball game?
Okay. So it has to be in a game. All right, because I've seen some stuff in practice that is insane, but it's never been done. So my take a practice one.
So we might see.
So in game, I think I give the same answer. In game, it's always the 360 jump throw between the legs that I created. It's something that I hold very close to the chest, because I did create it. A lot of people were doing juggling acts on the infield, and I said I want to be more active, be more larger than life. And I started with a jump throw between the legs. Huge Derek Jeter fan, huge Yankees fan. So I started with going between the legs and a jump throw. Nailed that very quickly. Actually, it's very easy to do. And then I said, how can I make it harder? And I said, what if I spun? And then I realized, hey, it can't spin that way. So what if I do it to my forehand? And I started doing it. And let me tell you, there were a couple times where I fell really hard and didn't turn fast enough or turn far enough. But then slowly but surely, 1,000 hours, started being able to pull it off pretty frequently. And now it's one I can honestly, and this is just trying to be humble about it, I can pull it off anytime I really want. I don't really struggle with it anymore. So that's always my number one, is that trick play. But then in game by another person, I feel stupid saying DR's barehanded backflip because he hit it first on me. But gosh dang it. No. I'm going to give the props where they're due, and that would be the first one. I'm not talking about now because it's a very, very common thing. The Professor out of Ryan Cox. The ingenuity to dribble it like that. Never would have thought of it. Always thought about weird ways of catching it. Always thought about like going between the legs like that. But to catch it and then put it back to the ground was something that none of us really thought about. and it was a very cool spectacle when I saw him working on it in practice, and then seeing him pull it off in the game for the first time was by far one of the craziest things I've seen. And then obviously it's been insanely improved now with numerous variations and stuff like that. But the first time that was ever done, that was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I love that. Yeah, no, these trick plays, it's fun to see. Again, we talk about like it's continuing to grow, see the new stuff, but it's really cool to kind of look back at the first time and how impactful that was to even see them the first time. Love that.
Yeah, so what kind of crazy things are you seeing in practice?
I can't ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. How about this? The lotus catch has been done.
Oh, wow.
I know, because it's public.
Yeah.
Because it's public, and he posted about it. The lotus catch, I have witnessed it in batting practice numerous times. Not by him, by other people as well. So,
wow.
The lotus catch has been completed on a batted ball in batting practice. Just hasn't been put out in the game yet. So that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Point blank period.
Because it's something like, is it like a backflip with a bit of a turn or something like that?
It's I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a backflip with a 180.
Oh my gosh.
180 or 360, but it is a backflip with a spin now. So yeah, no, it's insane.
I would have thought that a backflip would have been like the epitome of that trick play. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I guess so. Going forward, looking at the future, there's some really cool party animals stadiums that are coming up in 2026. Do you have one that stands out like you're super excited for
Yankee
next year?
Stadium. Not to cut you off, the answer is very, very, very quickly answered. And I told my wife this. I told Vava this. I told everybody. I said, if I play at Yankee Stadium, I can retire. on the spot, I don't need to play another field. I've been a Yankee fan from the moment I can remember watching baseball the first time, up until this season, watching Aaron Judge get hated on for hitting 600 in a postseason series, which is insane, I might add. But I've been a Yankees fan my whole life, and I've gone to the old Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium. I watched Jeter's last game in Tampa Bay on his farewell tour. Like, it's gonna. I don't get emotional very often, but walking onto that field and playing there, yeah, I'm gonna shed some tears because that's been a long time coming, and I never thought I'd see that day. So Yankee Stadium, by far, and it's so much higher than like the football stadiums and stuff. Love those. Those are really cool atmospheres. But Yankee Stadium is on a pedestal that will never be touched.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Those legendary stadiums are just amazing. I know that's a bucket list to play in those big league stadiums, and Yankee Stadium's way up there. So you mentioned some football stadiums. It's pretty cool that the party animals are gonna headline some football stadiums. What's the feel like playing in a football stadium versus a baseball ballpark, and how is your preparation different, and like the style of play different?
So the best way to put it, hitting doesn't change. Hitting's hard. So you go up there with the same game plan every single time, doesn't matter what stadium. So I know some hitters are good enough to where they can kind of like force their way to certain parts of the field.
Yeah.
At a certain point, hitting's hard, so you just go up there and try to do it. When it comes to fielding, we take extra hours of ground balls to get used to the turf and used to the field. I know that in Charlotte, it was newly painted turf that was skipping, and then there were some other stadiums like Nashville that played really slow on the ground. So you just got to get used to not only fungos on it, but also ground balls and BP, watching how they react. Sometimes they snake, sometimes they hop really high, sometimes they stay down. So you just gotta. That's where a lot of the prep work goes into it. Is really taking the time for the ground balls and really getting used to that, because you don't want to put on a bad show on a huge stadium like that. And then the feeling's different because you feel like you're in a coliseum. You're surrounded. A lot of these baseball stadiums, you can kind of get off to the side, and like there's like a lack of a crowd in this certain part of the stadium. Not in this one. Not in these places. Not in these places. These places, first off, the dugouts don't exist. They're basically just pads, and you're on benches with fans 5 feet behind you. So there's really nowhere to get off of camera or off screen. Like you're there, so you just have to be there. And then on top of that, a lot of times foul balls get scary. Foul balls get really scary because you can't hit it out of play. Like like there's no out of play. Like I remember there was a huge, and I'm not gonna say someone should have called it or someone should have missed it, but I believe it was the foul ball home run KJ hit in the football stadium. No one talks about the fact it was caught.
Really?
That ball was caught. All of us saw it, but because they were so busy celebrating, thinking it was a home run, nobody thought and saw that it was caught. So then they just moved on with the game. That was a big Easter egg that no one really talked about throughout the years. That ball was clearly and cleanly caught.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that whole, I think, did he get out after that? I don't remember what happened after that. I have to look back at it, but yeah, that foul ball home run that almost ended the game.
Yeah.
I think that might have been Charlotte. I don't know, but that foul ball was caught. So
That is awesome.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That's so crazy.
Oh yeah, we talk about it all the time how they got away with one, and then also the recent one that happened at the end of the year that we all witnessed was the foul ball and showdowns that got caught. I believe it was Reese Alexiadis did a foul ball and showdowns at Yankee Stadium, or if I'm not mistaken, and it was caught, and yeah, they just can't see it or whatever, and I don't. It was just really funny.
Yeah,
These bigger stadiums, a lot of foul balls.
Totally, and it's kind of cool seeing like how banana ball like you have to put the camera onto the fans. It's not a normal thing to be able to like track where the ball goes. So it's kind of cool to see how they can pull that off. But yeah, the Reese Alexiadis one, they couldn't find the angle or something. But
oh yeah, no, we talked about it. We thought it was crazy because we also had a game, I believe, in San Antonio or somewhere at the same exact time. So we talked about it. And we're like, he just hit a foul ball and got caught, and that was crazy. But yeah, no, those are two big ones, and these big stadiums, foul balls are dangerous. They're dangerous. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting to see if that's going to keep increasing as the league gets more popular, where more and more people bring their gloves, and then it start to get to more and more outs would be totally crazy.
Oh yeah, you're gonna start witnessing it to where people. It started happening in the tailgater games, or no. It started happening in the postseason, where you would clearly see people avoiding foul balls for certain teams.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's become a real thing, and the team, like, if you really create this fan base, they're very stern on the fact that we're not catching your foul balls, we're catching theirs, and it's funny to watch.
That's gonna be super fun to see. That affecting, like, imagine like a next year banana bowl or something, and it's like, okay, we're gonna dodge this one, and then we're gonna catch this one, and you're affecting the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then you have a lot of defenders, and then you have zero. So it's crazy.
Real advantage there. All right, so next year it's going to be the Banana Ball Championship League. They just announced the two new teams, the Coconuts and the Clowns. What are your thoughts on the two new teams and the league next year in general?
I'm super excited because I think we're gonna get that postseason atmosphere for not the whole season, because that you would burn out so fast. But you're going to get that more competitive atmosphere throughout the whole year now, not just in a certain part or not just in a certain weekend. You're going to get it the whole year long. So it's going to mean a lot. The equalizer point's going to bring a whole new dynamic to the game. I mean, the championship, Jesse, he's a visionary. He's a mastermind that I can never question him. I mean, I think the league's going to be phenomenal. It's giving a lot more guys a lot of opportunities to show what they can do. And just really excited to see how it plays out. I mean, the two new teams, they're coached by some amazing coaches, and Krakow and Fox. Love those two guys. And then also having Victorino backing the Coconuts and Ryan Howard backing the Clowns it's definitely going to be one of the it's going to be one thing to watch. I'm just more excited about the home and away games. personally.
Yeah.
Personally, I know I just saw my mother say it, and then I forgot about that whole aspect. But I think these statistics are going to come back to even now because there are some things that are really blown out of proportion. And I think that with the home and away games being equaled out, I think that it's going to come back to even, and it's going to be really great to see. The only thing that is now going to be a little bit wonky is the teams that are playing in football stadiums. Home runs are going to be elevated like crazy because Reese Hampton had 4 in a weekend in a football stadium, and he had, I think, 10 all year. So half of his home runs were in a weekend. So it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I have one there, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be some sort of, at least like, it'd be nice to have on the stats of like a home run and then like home run in a football stadium, like just kind of like a little bit of an extra thing there to compare better. But totally agree. What does that mean for you guys as the party animals who've been the away team? You were created as the original away team to have that half and half, playing more home games, getting those walk-off opportunities. Like, what are you most excited for with that?
I'm excited that it finally happened. So I don't know if you guys remember the home run derbies back in 23 that we used to hold before the game to decide home and away team.
Oh no.
Yeah, in 23, I believe it was 23, it might have been 24. I don't know. We had home run derbies because we had, the best way to put it is we had complained enough about how we're always the away team. We were like, all right, let's make it entertaining and let's see if you guys can be the home team by winning a home run derby. Me and Skull only lost 2. I was the bullpen, or I was the BP thrower, and me and Skull, we lost 2 home run derbies out of like 12. It was insane. But we won the first couple, and we picked the home team, and we didn't like it. We really don't. Like, in all honesty, we don't like being the home team. We love having the fan base behind us and the crowd behind us, but we love being the away team because you feel like the underdog. You feel like you're on an uphill battle, so like every inning you have to grind it out nonstop to try and win that game. But as the home team, if the away team doesn't put up a run, you're just like, all right, we're gonna just scratch one here, win the inning, and move on. Like it's not like you take it easier, but you don't have to do as much. Like you just literally have to not mess up, and you can win the game. And the best way to put it is like, and now that every team's going to be even, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see like some of these teams that the Bananas had never been the away team besides those certain games.
Yeah.
And now for them to be the away team, you're going to see some of their hitting numbers go up or hitting numbers go down because now I think that they said like Skull had 90 more at bats than some of these other players or like 80 more at bats. Those are going to be evened out. Like everything's going to be evened out, and I think it's really interesting to see like when an away team's hitters get going, it's dangerous. When the home like it's hard to stop. So I'm excited. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen, but excitement is all I can say.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, be more even and yeah, just so excited for next season. It's going to be awesome, and to have real standings and equal number of games and everything. It's just going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some new faces and new places. It's going to be great.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting close to the end here, but we wanted to open up some questions with the chat to see if we could answer some questions. If you have a question for Dustin, send it in the chat, and we'll get to them before the end here.
And then while we wait, we did get a couple on Instagram earlier, and obviously you mentioned the tour championship being a huge one, but we got one from JBart87 asking what was your favorite memory from this tour. So outside of championship, what are your favorite memories?
Okay. It's a long year. Okay, so I have. Okay, number one favorite memory. It belongs this year to May, the 5-year-old. She came to my game in Louisville, that I hit the home run or one of the 2 home runs. She came to the game, and I said it on broadcast. They clipped it. They have the video for. I wrote her name on my wrist tape that day because it was the first time we had ever met in person. She was super excited, super happy to meet me and watch the game in person. And she got me shirts, and I wore them, and it was great. And I wrote her name on my wrist tape, and lo and behold, a home run. I mean, and I shouted her. I said, "That one's for May May. Love you, May May. Thank you for coming. Very nice to meet you." And then they clipped it on broadcast. So like being able to come up big in that moment and be able to have that moment that she'll always be able to have on camera, on her phone or on her laptop or whatever, that right there is a special one to me.
Absolutely love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a big one.
All right. I don't know if you're allowed to answer this one, but your mom asked how
Mother.
the team is getting players.
They're gonna get players the same way that everyone else does. There was tryouts, and that's what I'll leave it at. And you will know more in the near future.
Awesome.
I think if you take Peggy's next because it leads it. Into
Oh yeah.
So again, without giving away anything you can't give away, have you been watching any of the tryouts and have you seen like anything fun in the tryouts?
Watch the Savannah one. We haven't been able to watch the rest of them, so watch the Savannah one for a little bit. There's a lot of talented baseball players out there, but you can see the uncertainty of doing trick plays and straying away from their normal version of baseball. So from what I saw in Savannah, there's a lot of really good talented baseball players that want to take part in this and see the fun in it. So haven't been able to watch all of them, but those guys in Savannah put on a show, and it was really cool to watch.
That's awesome. Yeah, super excited for next year. It sounds like there's a lot of really good players coming in.
All right. Let's do the same ones. All right. Let's do this one. Michael Barrow and the Tourists asked. This is. I'll just give a quick shout out. This is the band who plays our theme song. So shout out Michael Barrow and the Tourists. But anyway, thanks for being on the live chat. If you could propose any mascot team name for a new team, what would it be?
Any mascot / team name? You know what I really want is for there to be like a random state, like one of those out of the way states that doesn't have anything. I really want like a North Dakota team, or not, like a South Dakota, and the South Dakota Buffaloes, and it's just randomly out in the middle of nowhere. The idea that's really funny to me is like a team in the middle of nowhere. Like, what's the fan base? Like 5 people that live nearby. It's just really funny to me.
I love that idea. Yeah, we've been hearing some creative names in all the chats, but I haven't heard much with that. I love that idea.
Yeah, I like being little. Like, that's just funny to me.
All right, here's another good question.
What I got?
There we go.
Jonathan Huntley, are the party animals getting a primetime coach like the Clowns and Coconuts? And or depending on what you can answer, what is your excitement level with there being primetime coaches next year?
So first off, super excited. Love Victorino, love Ryan Howard. Talked to both of them in Philly, in Vegas. God, wherever else Victorino has been, he's been everywhere. But talk to them all the time whenever they're in the dugouts and locker rooms and stuff. Really love those two guys. They're really bought in. They really love Banana Ball for what it is, and they love the entertainment of it. So love those guys. They're going to be phenomenal ambassadors for the 2 new teams. That is a trial period. I don't know how much I can say, so I'm not going to say too much. But that is a trial period for primetime coaches. As of right now, I don't believe that there are any more, but I can't say anything with 100% certainty. But I know that them being part of that in that role is a trial period type thing.
I love that. I love that the 2 guys, like who better to do for a trial than with guys that have played in Banana Ball with you guys, and they've Jesse's had the opportunity to kind of see them close and seeing how they're reacting to it. So absolutely love that.
What else we got? What else?
Perfect. Celtics fan says you're the Dublin Leprechauns. And you could be leading your own team.
Hey now. No, you don't want to see a lot of redheads together. That's dangerous.
I will say the running of the Gingers. That was one of my favorite moments of the year in the football stadium. That was super cool.
Yeah. No, that one was special. I pitched the idea in 2024, and they said no, we don't have enough. We're not gonna have enough. We're gonna have like 10 of them. It's gonna be weird. Okay. And then obviously St. Patrick's Day fell right next to Tampa Bay, and we were going to the football stadium now instead of the baseball stadium. And I was like, I can guarantee you we're gonna get more than 10 redheads in a stadium. Like, all right, we'll see. If we don't get more than 50, we're not doing it. And then we got like 300. So it all works out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Love that one.
I guess overall, anything else as we close up? Anything else that you want the fans to know, people that are watching, or anything else that you just want to get off your chest here?
Okay, so I'll say it how I always say it when I'm on streaming or anything like that. First and foremost, all the players' contracts are 1 year long. So I'm sorry if people aren't around. It's just how the business is. And at the end of the day, this is a business. So I want everyone to remember that. People that are watching, just understand. If your favorite player is not there or something happens in this off-season period, just understand that there is a business aspect to everything. This is a working and thriving business. And there's nothing that the players can do about it. So it's not like, oh, you didn't want to come back. No, trust me, we did. Or you didn't want to do this or that. And I'm like, no, trust me. A lot of the guys are not going to agree with the decisions, but it is a business, and we are workers for someone that tells us what to do. So just know, every player in this organization loves the fan base of the team that they're on. And every player in the organization that plays on a team would rather go nowhere but the team they're on. But at the end of the day, we are told what to do, and we do it, and we nod our head and move on with our life because that's our job. Okay, but I will say that there will be a next 24-hour live stream. I didn't mention that earlier. I got a text to remind. There will be another one. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it's going to be great. And the last thing I'll address, because I just saw it, because it is one thing that I touched on, and I didn't know if they saw it, but I'm going to just remind it. Everyone that was nominated for the All-Star Game deserves it. Everyone that got the awards deserves it. All that stuff. All that stuff was voted on in-house. Whenever there was not a fan vote, it was voted on by the players, the staff, the personalities like Pico, Josh, and the coaches. And they all have votes, and they all voted. All of us did. And the people that got the awards were who we believed should deserve the award. And when it comes to the All-Stars, the fans got to vote for players, and then we got to vote for players. That's how it was picked. So I've gotten tagged in a lot of things saying I got taken away from the All-Star game, and I saw a lot of other people that they said, hey, how is he not in the All-Star game? Because there's only a certain amount of people. And also, on top of all that, not everyone's an All-Star. I love how strong the fan base is for this organization, but not everyone's an All-Star. And you know what? When I found I wasn't an All-Star, I just nodded my head and did my job and went back to playing baseball. So I was just the fans, I love them. They're so passionate, and I can't wait to be in front of them again, hopefully. And we'll see what happens going on. I mean, I'm in the dark as much as you guys are, and as much as the fans are. Trust me, a lot of these players don't know what the heck's going on. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we appreciate all those words and appreciate everything you've done for Banana Ball. Super fun to watch you and the Party Animals, and congratulations again on 2025 Tour Champions.
I appreciate that. And I also want to say congrats to you guys. Seeing what you guys have built. I have seen you guys for quite some time now, and I have followed and watched along. So I just want to say congrats to you guys on what you guys have built, coming out to the games, doing and upgrading the content. It's been really fun to watch your growth throughout the year. So I want to congratulate you all as well.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. And thanks for coming on, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Go Party Animals.
Absolutely. Party Animals forever. See you.
Awesome. Thanks, Dustin.
See ya.
Well, thank you everyone so much. We'll stay on for a little bit longer to talk about what we're looking at next week, but holy cow, thank you, Dustin, for coming on. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's such a great guy, and it was awesome that he was able to bring a championship home for the Party Animals. And yeah, just hearing all of his thoughts on this season, and his thoughts on some of the awards at the end was really interesting too. So it was an awesome conversation.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so going into the All-Star game this weekend, super exciting to see that. seeing them come back to Clemson. And Coach Rack had a cool video this morning that he put out, kind of talking about how Banana Ball's All-Star games are different from normal All-Star games. And it was really cool, like talking about how they're playing against these college kids who are phenomenal athletes, and how it just brings another level to the All-Star game where you're trying to prove something. Like the All-Stars are trying to prove, like, hey, we can beat these college kids, and the college kids are like, hey, let's try to beat Banana Ball at their own game. So it's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, it's cool to be in those stadiums and for them to, the college players to have to try to figure out how to play Banana Ball, kind of on the fly. It's going to be awesome. It's just a really unique game. So.
For sure. Yeah. So a lot more coming down the pipeline. Just so everyone knows, for the looks like Fisher Polydorov was in the chat. So thanks to Old Knuckles for popping in there. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we're still going to be doing this weekly podcast going forward, and just like the live stream tonight, we're going to be doing it as live streams going forward. So every Wednesday night, unless we say differently, is going to be at 8:30 Central Time. We're going to be going live here with a player or with just us breaking things down. Next week, we're planning on breaking down the All-Star games, going deep into what happened, all the cool plays from that, and then from there, trying to get some more fun interviews for you guys. So we're looking forward to keeping that going.
Yeah. So make sure to subscribe. And yeah, thank you all for everything. But yeah, subscribe so that you don't miss any of our live streams going forward.
Yeah, for sure. And then we'll be sure to add it in some of the clips that we put out, but make sure to follow Dustin Baber. He's got some great content there. Really looking forward to seeing where that goes from here. And again, thank you, Dustin, for joining. It was such a fun time.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks everyone, and go Banana Ball All-Stars. Is that what I should say?
I don't know. Should we say go Clemson?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks.